Oh,
No,
no.
absolutely not.
Okay, well, hi, it's me. Let me put myself on the screen. Here I am. This is me live, and I'm filled with friends who are on the web.
He's,
Very well.
your sound is gone, Brian.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we lost
No.
Not
you.
now. Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
The excitement of live TV, yes.
Well, when we practiced it, I, for no
Yep.
reason, thought to
Yes.
practice. You can hear.
You're coming and going.
Now we can.
Here we go. Now we can. We can hear me again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see. Hey, that was a record for finding the setting and fixing it. I want to welcome you. I'm glad that you're here, and I thought about that. I thought about the beginning of a service, and really this idea of you feeling welcome, that you feel that you belong here, and it feels a little creepy for me to say I've been expecting you, but I think of it. I hope it doesn't sound that creepy. It's like, oh, I've been expecting you. Like I'm plotting something. I'm not plotting something. I've just been expecting you to. Not. It just that's a weird phrase. It's what I wrote down. I've been expecting you, and I thought that was a sweet thing to start with. And in the moment, live as I'm saying it, it feels a little bit awkward. Okay, let me just set that aside and get to. There's a lot that I want to talk about, and I wanted to start with. We usually start with Lori, the Religion Outside the Box interns, 3 pieces of learning. And I asked Lori if we might do something a little bit differently today. Lori, you're still up for it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, Lori, you have had. Lori, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, there you are.
There.
I thought instead of you first just doing a frontal teaching of 3 things, that maybe you share a little bit with the people what's going on with you and just here. And I had a quote as to why. So let me put that on the screen. If you're wondering who your people are, they are the ones who make your heart feel seen and your nervous system feel calm. Yes, it's that simple.
Joe.
Joe.
Hi, Joe.
So let's spotlight Joe for a half a second. Can't do that. Well, Joe I know is there, but Joe, this quote goes, there you are, doing your hair. It's
Wait, let me
perfect.
fluff my hair if you're gonna do that.
But if you're wondering, Joe, who your people are, they're the ones who make your heart feel seen and your nervous system calm.
Yep, that's you all. Meg, Glenn, Meg, look. Meg, look.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm so happy you have that.
Oh, nice.
Wonderful.
Very
So,
nice.
Joe, we welcome you back. I'm glad that you're here.
Yes.
You make our hearts
What's up?
feel seen and nervous systems feel calm. And Lori, I'm going to ask you if you can jump in and tell us a little bit about what's going on for you, and hopefully, as we strive to be your people, that we can make your heart feel seen.
Well, you've already made my heart feel seen, most of you, but for those who don't know what's going on, my 24-year-old son that I adopted has major mental health problems, and I've spent the last 20 years looking after him, picking up messes, and it's gotten to the point where I think it's more behavioral than it isn't always mental health, it's behavior. And some of that I have to take some responsibility for, because I've always sort of swooped in and picked him up. And he constantly is in trouble with the law. He constantly asks me for money and rides places, and he doesn't budget his money correctly, and he lies to me. So it's been over the past few months I've been trying to be more tough love with him.
And you've
And
been setting a lot of boundaries.
I've been setting.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I've been setting boundaries. I've been saying no more. I haven't been swooping in to fix things. I realize that is a codependency, and I need to. The best thing for him is if I make him stand on his own 2 feet. That's the only chance that he'll have. So. But I say in my first Lori's learnings that I realize that loving someone isn't always about kindness, and it may be the most difficult thing we're called to do. And I'm going against my instinct, which is incredibly hard because as a mother, you want to always help, and I can't. I have to help him by not helping him, and it's going against my instinct, and it's hard, but it may be what he needs and I need to stop the codependency.
That's beautiful. Lori, can you see all of us on the screen on your phone? Can you see that there's 35
No,
faces?
No, I can't.
Well, I'm going to take a screenshot of all 35 faces so that you can see everyone who's on my screen currently, and see that you're being held by them too, and that all of these people see what you're going through and love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of me feels like I'm not following through with being a mother that I should be, and it's just very difficult. It's very difficult.
So how can we be of some support to you, Lori?
Oh, everybody has already been so wonderful to me and helpful, and I have a counselor now who's helping me, and yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah, that's
Lori, I will speak on behalf. Would anyone like to speak on behalf of the entire group?
You.
I'll do it.
I could, because I've received exactly what Lori needs. I can say without question that love lives. And I've learned, we talk about that word, and it has so many layers and so many meanings, and I was thinking about what to say to you all in response to everything you've done for me, because you're going to do it for Lori, and you'll do it for Derek, and you'll do it for Patricia, and you'll do it for Rita, because that's who you are. This crew of people is a unique gathering of kindness and love I've never experienced before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to explain how it came to me. I don't think it matters how I don't need to understand why we do what we do, but I understand that we do what we do, and I can guarantee that it makes a difference, and it calms, and it brings it brings a lighterness to the absolute worst. Like, this is the absolute worst situation I've ever imagined in my life. One of my greatest fears for 30 years has been, what if Ken died before me? And he did. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm living in an unknown territory that I didn't want. But there's you. And there's others, but there's you. you in a unique way. And so it really doesn't matter exactly what Lori needs. It doesn't matter exactly what any of us particularly need. It matters that we're seen, heard, and cared about. And I know beyond any shadow of any doubts that this community loves better, more regularly, more consistently, more effectively than any group of people I have ever been associated with. And I'm 66, so I've been around for a while. And I've church hopped, so I've been around a while. And so
Joe.
I just don't even know. I don't even know how to graciously say how wonderful you people are, except right now, like you're literally keeping me alive. And you'll do that for Lori, and you'll do that for Steve, and you'll do that for Holly or Carolyn or Ron. You just do it because it's who you are. And I've
Amen.
never been prouder to be part of a group that just fucking cares. People, you just really care. And I am so grateful.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for sharing that.
I am
think it
very
brings
grateful.
us- Go ahead, Lori.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm very grateful, and I agree with Joe that the love and support. I mean, I came to this group as an intern, but now I feel like I have so many people that love and support me, and it does mean the world.
It's to me always strange, funny, weird that the thing that we want the most, which is to be seen and to be loved, sometimes really hard to let in. But then
You know,
when we let it in, go ahead, Emily.
Lori, I appreciate you sharing that. When people share, when you share, when I share, the real authentic who we are, where we are, it's like you seem much more real to me. You're a real person rather than just our intern. And I really am grateful for you that you shared, and you too, Joe.
We lost one and we put one.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. Any other voices that we haven't heard from who want to chime in? Yeah, Jordan, I was about to call on you, but I thought that would be rude. So,
I wanted to respond to Lori. You said something about feeling like you weren't being kind to your son, and maybe it's just a different kind of kindness. You know, you can be kind in the short term, but sometimes it's different to be kind in the long term. And I'm sure you're being kind to him.
I think I'm giving him what he needs. He doesn't perceive it as being motherly or kind, which is difficult, right? But yeah, I know I'm doing the right thing, but it's just instinctively not what I
correct.
feel that love and motherliness have been in the past.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but thank you.
Lori, I'll be right with you, Connie. Lori, this was the picture of all the faces, if you can quickly see them.
Nice.
But all these people are here supporting you. Connie, and then we'll keep going. Go ahead.
I'd just like to say that Harold and I can love you for what you are. We have a daughter that is like Lori's son. We've had a daughter that was murdered, and we've lost a daughter, and we have gone through this, and with the love of others, we've managed to live a life that's worthwhile. And we love all of you greatly because you're our family. You are our family. We have a physical family, but we have you all to be able to talk to, hear, and love and care about. And it's meant the world to Harold and I.
Thank you, Connie. And also to be loved by, and also to that you guys, not only do you love others, but you also get to take in the love.
Yes.
Ruth Bernstein, go ahead.
I'm speechless after hearing Connie. I also have a son who doesn't feel that I'm an appropriate mother, and anything that I do is not good enough. And I finally made up my mind that there was nothing that I would could do right, and I need to find my way without him. And I've been fortunate because I've had all this support.
Yeah. Thank you, Ruth. Roz and then Ron.
Hi, good morning. I can't believe how fortunate I am to have found all of you. Once again, I attended a few of the rabbi's classes some time ago, but then things happened and I didn't. But wow, it's a beautiful group of people. And Lori, what I was thinking, and for your suffering, which I know how great it is, there was a poetry technique I used to teach kids, which uh, I can't remember the who developed it, but it was I used to be, but now. So I'm thinking that maybe you could write this for yourself. I used to think a good mother was or did, but now I know, and that might help you understand that what you are doing now, the shift that you're trying to make, is really for the greatest good for your son, and also it seems like the greatest good for your own mental health. And
Yeah.
I just feel the angst and the suffering that you're dealing with, and
Thank you, Roz.
hope that your family, if you have a spouse or significant other, or other members, can help to support you too.
Thank you, Roz.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I love that idea of looking at anything
Yeah,
and saying, this is what I thought it was, and this is what I know it
Yeah.
is. What a great idea. Go ahead, Ron, and then Steve.
Lori, I just want to give you a little bit of encouragement about how it can all turn out. Daughter number two was, I didn't raise her for most of her life. And when she came to live with us, she had been sexually molested for a long time. And she started running at 13. And she ended up on the streets of Alaska, of Anchorage, Alaska, on Christmas Day, and was picked up by a nice young man. And they fell in love. 25 years later, she's got 4 kids, beautiful,
Wow.
and she's turned into supermom. And, 2 of the kids, are autistic, and she loves them and cares for them and helps them grow because of what she's been through, she's able to help others. And I
Wow.
just want to encourage you that you are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Steve P.
Yeah, can I play rabbi and pull together the bunch of strands of your stuff?
Dude, you play away. It's all you.
I mean, I start with the thing that you've been working with us forever on is answering honestly when people ask, "How are you?" And when people ask how are you, we don't answer honestly for one of two reasons. We're either embarrassed or ashamed. And as we listen to these stories, we could go to shame, and we don't want to share this with anybody because in telling you this, if I come from shame, there's something wrong with me.
Right.
It's not fixable. Or there's, but we come from embarrassment. There's something wrong in my life, and it's painful to share because it's embarrassing. It doesn't make me look good. It doesn't make me feel good. And yet the reality is that when we take this and we put it on the table in this loving community and with people who actually care, wonderful, healthy things grow, and we really connect together. And so all of this stuff that we've been looking at for the last several months all kind of fold together into this moment, which really adds to its power.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Holly, I'm going to take you in a second. I want to share
Hopefully
with
that was accurate to what you're trying to teach. I think I heard you correctly.
I feel very heard. I want to share with you a Gestalt therapeutic understanding of shame that really changed my thinking. Shame does not mean that there is something wrong with the individual, but it means there is a lack of love in the environment.
You're missing a not.
Important word not there.
Line one should end with not.
Shame does not mean there's anything wrong with the individual. I can't spell well. I grammatically make mistakes. It's fine. But shame doesn't mean there's anything wrong with me. I felt no shame in your correction. Why? Because there was not a lack of love in the environment. Shame does not mean that there's something wrong with the individual. Shame means that there is a lack of love in the environment that forbids the person from being themselves. I love this definition. It has opened for me. Holly, go ahead.
Hi.
Hi, Holly.
Hi, Lori. I just want to say I think it's brave what you're doing. I think it's important what you're doing. And I've had a similar experience to yourself. And my son eventually did go to prison. So I want you to brace yourself because it could happen.
Yeah.
But you just have to remind yourself that really it's for the best because my son now has a very loving relationship with his girlfriend. They have started a business together and they're being very successful. But unfortunately, it was necessary for him to have to go through what he went through in order to get through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I hear you.
I do.
Poetically sedated.
So
Thank you,
we're
Holly.
here for you. Stay strong, and we love you.
No, thank you.
And
Thank
I
you.
want to just remind us, Lori, the outpouring love comes because you opened your heart to people.
Amen.
It's because you opened your heart, because you showed where you're vulnerable. It allows people to love us in our vulnerable places. What an amazing thing. Derek, you have your hand up. Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, I don't see our friend Alex here this morning, but she needs some love. I think she had to put her dog down yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have Alex's contact information, please send an emoji or two. Thank you for Derek. Thank you for saying that. We're going to break into.
Distraught.
She is quite distraught. Her dog's name was Mazda, and everything from the head down was not doing well. So wait, before we go into small groups and before you commit to writing a note to Alex, which I think you should do, I did give some homework last week. my homework was that by Thursday you would reach out and give some kindness to someone. I'm not going to. Everyone gets a gold star if you did it or didn't do it, either which way. But I'd love you to talk about what you did, what your kindness was, or if you have something that you feel you need to use the time you have in the small group. So we have groups. We have a 7-minute timer, and then you get a warning before the last minute. We're going to go into small groups of about 4 or 5 people. If you want to hang back and just chat with me on something that's broadcast to the internet, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to be here. And Maria, how are we doing with setting up rooms? All good?
All good?
There they are.
I just opened them.
On we go.
There go the people.
I had a question, Rabbi Brian. I can't hear you.
What, do you want to hear me?
Oh, there you go. There you go. It was me.
No, that was my fault. Sorry about that. What's up, Holly?
Maybe this isn't the forum to ask since there's others right here, but I was wondering about the admin help for the Facebook. Are you asking?
I've seen you post things, and I think that's awesome.
Okay, was there something else included in that? Was I supposed to be answering questions for people during the service or during the week, or?
Are you in the Facebook group right now?
Yes, I am.
Well, if there's anything that's in any of the chats that you feel like you can help answer, please do. If it's just sending Shirley Wayness more hearts, do that. Holly, yeah. I fully believe you have the skills necessary to do whatever it is that you do. I give you the keys. Have at it.
I just wanted to make sure I understood the ask. That's all.
The ask is do whatever comes naturally, and
okay. All right.
And
thank you.
Thank you for doing it.
Lori, we have you twice. You just entered again. Your old screen is frozen, but the new one is fine.
Oh, because when I tried to enter the breakout group, I lost all contact. Let me try again. It says that I can go into a breakout room.
Okay.
Okay, John and Alexia and Candace. Did you get Lori to the group?
It's not letting me.
Stay here with us.
Oh,
yeah, well. I can just stay there.
Yeah, I see Lori is in room 5. But
the other one.
Yeah.
The other Lori. Yeah.
Yeah. The one who's not as good at boundary maintenance slipped into a different room. Go ahead.
I also someone sent me this prayer and I wanted to share it. So can I share it here in the group? It's from a course. It's from A Course in Miracles, and it's someone sent it to me to help me. It does use the G word once, but I'm here to be truly helpful. I'm here to represent you who sent me. I need not worry about what I will do or what I will say because you direct me. I am content to go wherever you wish because I know that you go with me. I will be healed as I let you teach me to heal. But I also ask to help see a person in their innocence and perfection as God sees them, especially when I feel hurt by something they've done. I thought that was really good.
Very nice. Thank you, Lori. Maria, did you send a message to somebody before Thursday? Reach out with a little bit of kindness?
I did. I randomly text people and some people that I haven't heard from.
Isn't that fun?
Yes, I love doing it.
I do too. If I find a good meme to send to people, I will send it to people and just keep going. I'm like, I haven't talked to that person in a really long time. They might think this is funny. Sure, I'll send it.
Oh, I could try doing a meme. I haven't done a meme, but
yeah,
that would be fun too. So
I'm trying to see if I have any good ones on the screen. I do not. I sent you the one, Maria. I did send you the one about Dr. Lewis.
Yes.
Who got the 4 stars.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Dr. Lewis saved my life.
I wonder if we
don't know what to do to get the 5th star.
Any chance to find that? I'd love to put it up on the screen. Here it is.
You got it?
Yeah. This was
there we go.
From Dr. Mark Lewis. Mark MD. Honestly, I don't know how to earn that 5th star. Dr. Lewis saved my life. We should save that up there for Harold, who is talking about the 80%. So when we come back. Alexia, hi. Anything you want to add in? Fantastic. John? We are going to do a moment when we get back as a large group of humble brag time. Lori, you could play humble brag with setting a boundary. And holding to a boundary is the humble brag. I'm really taken by how little kids are good at bragging and asking for compliments, and gosh, we don't do that as well.
Little kids ask for what they need, right?
Yeah, and sometimes what they want.
Yeah.
We just need to listen. Okay, let's try that, Jim.
What's going on?
Okay, I have asked Jim to, because he's mute. He said he was having audio issues.
Maybe I'll try that. I got him.
And I don't know if my ask to unmute is even coming through.
Came through to me.
Oh. Well, that's not.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh. 7 minutes.
Oh, are we at 7 minutes?
We are.
I did not do the timer.
Boom. Closing all rooms.
All right. Let's, you know what, Maria, I think we timed it absolutely perfectly. Again,
right?
I know. Yeah.
We got a good run on doing that perfectly.
Yeah, ever since we just decided that they're always perfect.
Yeah. Right.
Well, if you're watching this on YouTube later or watching on a recording, if you send me a text message with the word, or send me an email with the word banana fudge sundae, I'll send you a prize, because I don't think anyone's watching this. This does not count for any of you on the screen right now.
Some people on Facebook.
Or people on Facebook, that's fine. People who are not on my screen. Here come the people coming back.
Okay.
Maria, I thank you for trying to figure out a way to undermine what what I'm trying to do.
That's my job.
Thanks,
And
Maria.
you're sticking to it.
And I'm sticking to it. Absolutely.
So, my group, I will tell you what we talked about. We talked about something that Harold talked about earlier, which is summed up in this meme. And there's Dr. Lewis saved my life, 4 stars. And here's a comment from Dr. Mark Lewis himself saying, honestly, I don't know how to earn that 5th star.
Off. Your audio's off.
Audio's off, yeah.
Audio's off, yeah.
No,
I
it's
did
not.
that. I'm sorry, Brian. The new computer.
Speaker.
I hit the wrong button. Do you want me
All
to
right.
leave?
No, stay and keep doing it, Meg. It's good.
Thank you for the support, Al.
I appreciate being muted at my own service. Thank you. And I thank you. How about this, Meg, for a backhanded compliment? Thank you for the opportunity to give me a chance to be forgiving and gracious to you.
Anytime, Brian, anytime.
That's what I'm afraid of, Meg.
Don't be afraid. It's okay.
It's Meg. What could go wrong? So my group came up with this idea with 4 out of 5 stars of if we're looking at kindness, we don't have to do it perfectly. We can do 80% and be perfectly happy. I have some other people who would like to share out what happened in their small groups. Is there? Otherwise, I have. Yeah, go ahead, Rita. What was talked about?
Well,
and also, let me do a quick timeout, Rita, and then I'll get right back to you. I love how we're like people are sharing, and then we have other voices that we haven't heard from, and we don't have people besides my voice monopolizing the whole board. So I really appreciate how everyone's taking turns and making space for others. Go ahead, Rita.
well, in our group, what I shared was how totally moved I was by the large group, what happened, the stories and the love. And it brought me out of, I've been somewhat withdrawn for a while, dealing with living in a wheelchair, for one thing. But the bottom line was that I am now in a storytelling group. We're performing Sunday. We were, for 8 weeks, for up to 8 weeks, we were working on stories from our life with the theme of magic. And when we did it, it overwhelmed both the participants and the audience. And then what happened earlier today hit me in that way. And it made me want, since what I do, I would like to create a storytelling piece with the people here that want to be in it.
Okay. Well, next week we are going to be talking about all the various groups and signups for different groups. So, Rita, I will get information from you over this next week as to how people would be able to get involved with that.
I think Jeff, are you here, Jeff? Is also
Jeff does great storytelling.
I was hoping we could work together on that.
So let me follow up with the two of you, and we'll make a thing happen. I love it. But here's what I want us to do. Folks, it's humble brag time. Part of feeling loved is feeling seen, and 10-year-olds, excellent at being proud of their artwork and showing it to you. A lot of you have more decades than just one. Is there something you did in the past week that you're proud of? Humble brag that you took the moment. I sent out the newsletter this last week about. And the newsletter this last week was about not correcting my daughter when I knew she was wrong, but what good would it have made? Did you have a moment in the last week where you withheld from correcting someone just so that you could be right? Did you show your vulnerabilities to people in this last week? At the very least, I know you reached out and did a kindness to somebody. Give me a humble brag. What is something you did? Okay, this is not a time to be shy.
I'm still breathing. I'm humble bragging that I'm still breathing.
There you go.
Yay.
And
Yay.
I will add to that, Joe. I'm gonna humble brag for you that you showed up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good on you.
Way to go, Joe.
Holly, what you got?
So, humble brag. A lot of times when I'm talking with people in the office, they ask questions about me and they focus on me, and I decided I wanted to make sure to focus on them. Like, what about you? What's going on with you? And trying my best to remember the names of their kids and asking them about their kids, and just showing them that I've been paying attention up to that point, and also wanting to know more about them instead of talking about myself.
Excellent. Well done, Holly. And you get extra humble brag for volunteering yourself to do a humble brag. So they're still on twofer. You can get credit for making the humble brag and what the humble brag you did, like a matching donation.
Awesome.
Anyone else have a thing? A little humble brag?
Okay, I can't find my hand
Go ahead,
raised.
Betsy. I see your hand.
Okay, yeah, when I go to my water aerobics class and I see somebody that I haven't met before, I go up to them and ask them their name.
Nice.
Yeah.
Betsy, that is a beautiful, tiny little but powerful and big thing that you do. We're not talking about, saving the world. We're just talking about the little things you do that you want to take a humble brag on. Go ahead, John.
It's that time of the year again. Here in Canada, the Salvation Army kettle is in all kinds of retail establishments just inside the door. And I did my first shift yesterday.
Oh,
I've got
good
another
on you.
one today. And that will continue on up until Christmas time. It's something I love doing I've got about a dozen different stupid hats that I wear. Not all at once, but changing them out. And the red nose definitely comes out frequently as I'm manning a kettle and getting lots of people to at least acknowledge that we're there and doing it's a good cause. And
Thank you, John. And extra proud of you for just wanting to be acknowledged for doing it. That's awesome.
And for the red note.
Jack and then Emily.
Yeah, one thing that I've done with all the medical people that are involved in my life is thanking them for helping keep me alive.
Beautiful, Jack. Beautiful. Emily?
I said no to a family member and was the bad guy. Everybody else didn't want to say no, and I said no. I'm not willing to do that. And that was good.
Well done, Emily. Emily, I have a question. Does the saying it out loud to a group change your relationship with this thing that you did? Does it feel nice to have said that aloud to a group?
Yeah, it does feel good to have said that aloud. Yeah. Yeah,
That shouldn't encourage anyone else. That was just for Emily.
Yeah. I did. I said no. Yes. I hated saying no because I hated to be the bad guy.
I want to tell you guys a little story. I have 3 different directions I want to go in, and I'm going to make a decision, and then I'm going to do Meg's Law, and I'm going to decide whichever decision I make was the right decision. But I really want to do all 3 of them. All right, we're going to play this game.
You can stop it. I was getting the wrinkles out.
Okay. This last weekend, my friend Greg is in a band. Greg's past 50. But when he plays in the band, I love to go. I help him. I carry the guitars in. I'm like a very, very qualified roadie. I bring his guitars in. And then there's always a moment, and I try to spot the moment where Greg turns from a 50-plus-year-old internist, doctor, and he turns into a 15-year-old boy magically on stage, and he just starts playing. And I can see 15-year-old Greg, who I met Greg 10 plus years ago only. So I missed out when he was 15, but I get to see 15-year-old Greg. So I went to the bar, the Lay Low Lounge, which is I don't know what defines something as a lounge, but it was seedy. It was awesome, and I'm outside before he starts playing, and I'm chatting with a guy. His name was Blake. Not that that's important to the story, but his name was Blake, and I say, "Hey Blake." We just start chatting, and I say, I suck at small talk. So the question that I have is, if your life were a novel, and we're just starting a new chapter of that novel right now, what would the name of that chapter be for you? And he said, you're going to have to give me a moment. I'm like, yeah, let me stall as you have a moment to think about what you would like the title of your chapter to be. I said, I thought of mine. It only feels fair. And so I said, I think the chapter of my life right now would be called 2/3 Done.
Jesus.
Careful.
It's my book. You can title your own book anything you want.
I'm just saying.
But I've been thinking about this, like, I'm on the other side of that hill. I'm turning 55. 55 rounds up to 60. There's like 50.
Yeah, please.
And
Jeez,
this is the moment where you're going to turn on me. That's wonderful. let me.
Yes.
Okay.
I've got 2 decades on you.
I'm going to mute you again.
You could call
This
your
is
chat.
the time we turn on you.
This is it. All right, fantastic.
You're lucky we don't make
Like Tuesday, here it is.
Read the room, pal.
So you remember when I said I was going to make a choice between the 3 things, and I was not on this thing? Maybe I did the wrong one, and I was going to make this one the right one. You're not making that any easier right now. That's all right. So I tell him the title of my book, the next chapter title of the book I'm on, and he tells me his, and his is called Just Killing Time Until Doomsday.
Ooh.
Dr. Strangelove. And I said to him, how would you feel about an edit of just trying to enjoy myself until the apocalypse? Instead of just killing time. I said, killing time. He said, no, I'm really fine with killing time until doomsday. I'm like, all right, cool. And we kept talking. So here's my question for you, beloved people. We are going to do our prayer list in a moment. And while we're doing our prayer, maybe I was going to have us do the prayer list and then share out your chapter titles, but maybe I'll take 2-3 chapter titles right now. If you were to have your book, the book of your life, has a chapter title in it right now, what would the chapter title? And 2/3 done is taken, so get out of here. Go ahead, Eileen. What's your chapter title called?
Everyone's invited to my 100th birthday party.
I love that title. I want to read that chapter. I want to read that book. Go ahead, Ruth. What do you got? And then Dan.
I want to join that party. I don't know whether I'll get there before Eileen, though.
Okay. We'll all celebrate first at Ruth's 100th birthday party. Dan, what title do you have for your book?
Trying to figure out the next chapter is my title.
That is the title.
Yeah.
Very recursive. I like it. It works. Jeff?
My new chapter includes alcohol.
My new chapter includes alcohol. All
That's
right.
not a surprise.
You do you. And I saw Rita's hand was up, and then I lost Rita. Go ahead, Rita.
It's sort of, what new projects can I start at age 84?
Anything you want.
Well, that's what I decided, actually. It's a list.
Jack, go ahead.
Don't worry about anything. You're covered.
Don't worry about anything.
All right.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, let's take a moment to turn our time to people for whom extra little prayers are required or asked for today. Go ahead, Maria.
Right. These are the people to whom we are sending light and love. Ken in Spirit and Joe, Carolyn, Brandon, Flynn, and Porter, Lauren, Brian, Addie, and Lincoln, and the Ludwig and Applebaum families. Sheridan H., Shirley W., Judy Love and her family, Lori and family, Jeff, Norm and Mary, Mish and Payson, Greg, David in Spirit and Pat Conrad and family, Irene F. in Spirit, Bruno S., Francis S., and their families, Patsy's sister Sue, Debbie F., Becca, Nicole, Yuval, and Marina, Gwen, and Jennifer G. If there is another person in our community to whom we can offer light and love, please put their name in the chat, and I will add them to the list on Facebook. And for the people who aren't named, but who are in our thoughts, we send them light and love as well.
Thank you, Maria. Let's take a minute at a time. Well, thank you all for that minute. Quick announcements. Please stay if you would like. After this service, we go into breakout groups and for more discussion. We are adding in a new group. We'll see how this turns out, if it does. I don't know if anyone remembers. I think there was once a Cowboys Saloon room. That never went anywhere. The new attempt for a room is called Last One Out, Please Turn Off the Lights, which means if your group has wrapped up and you want to continue and join with some other people, join that room. And hopefully we won't have the same technical difficulty that we had last week. Other announcements. Yeah, here, this.
Okay, got to be okay.
We all got that?
Yes.
The only way out is through, and I'm sorry about that.
Truth.
I have some notes on the back of it's okay not to be okay. I have it's okay to be annoyed. It's not okay to be a jerk. And then it flips open to one more that says
Upside down.
there's lots that's suboptimal. We need to live graciously in it. There's lots suboptimal. We need to live graciously in it. There's lots that's wrong. We just got to figure out how to live graciously in it. Part of that is being kind. And I was really, I'm gonna say this last piece that I've been avoiding and putting off, which is, if I think about what am I here, what am I doing? And best I can think is I'm here to help. I'm here to spread love. And that's what I've been trying to do with this service, and I hope that you feel it, is I want to teach everything I can about love and to open up an exploratory, like a laboratory. This is a laboratory for us to practice with people you don't know, to practice being seen and finding out that you can be loved even in the places that you didn't know you could be loved in, like setting boundaries, like taking in all the love that you need. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing, and you are all a part of helping that to happen. I do think, looking at the world ahead, that the only thing that can help us is kindness, and that kindness is resistance. Kindness is what's going to get us through.
Love is all that matters.
Love is all that matters. And then I had a thought. Oh, here. I want to write this one down. Just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not.
Yep.
Y'all understand why I wrote that out, to slow it down. Just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not happening. I found a lot of comfort in this phrase this week. Just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not happening. All right, let's look at all the people who are here. There's all the people. Let's wave to the people on recording, and I'm going to stop the recording. Bye, people.